Good morning everyone. Welcome to the class of Social Science for class 8 Civics, chapter number 4, Understanding Laws. I repeat, for class 8 Civics, chapter number 4, name of the chapter is Understanding Laws. In this chapter, we will discuss about how laws apply to all. How do the new laws come about? What are the unpopular and controversial laws? I repeat, unpopular and controversial laws. What should we as citizens do under such circumstances when we are unable to get the proper justice? Okay, what we have the rights to get a proper, good information of law. Okay, so in this chapter we will discuss deeply about the laws. Now, firstly, let's discuss about that what actually means rule of law. According to you, what do you think rule of law is? See, rule of law can be defined into two parts. Anyone, okay? One we can say control as per the law, or we can say governing as per the law. Now take just an example. In your school, you are having some sort of rules and regulations which you have to follow. If you are not following, what is happening? Obviously, you have to bear punishment. Now, here in this rule of law means that by which the authority, the principal sir, the teachers and other management staff are able to control the system and the routine of the school. Okay, everyone has to follow some special rules or some certain rules. Okay, rule number 1 to 10, you have to follow those. If you will not follow, you will be punished. Same like here. Now, this is only related to the school, okay, and by which the teachers also are following the same thing. The principals are take the helps by which they are easily able to guess that which student is disobeying the law or the rules of the regulation. Now, what about the country? There are so many citizens, a huge population. Now, in that case, the rule of law means where the rules are being set, some laws are being set for all the citizens of the nation, and by which the government is taking care and control over the citizens, okay, and by which they are easily able to govern the nation properly. Otherwise, one will go in north, another one will go in south. So, for making this disturbance in the law, making this nonsense in the function of the work, there the rule of law stands and make the people strict about their duties and their rights. So, the rule of law actually means the law by which the government is able to control or govern the nation, by which the judiciary is able to check out the work of the government and the citizens of the country. Okay, so what is actually rule of law stands for? Rule of law means by which the government is able to govern and control the nation. Okay, number 1. Number 2, rule of law means by which the judiciary, you know judiciary, the third part of parliament, okay, of the government, where they like the Supreme Court and High Court, they are the form of the types of jurisdictions. Okay, so judiciary is able to check out the work of the government and the citizens of the country. Now, what is the third one? Third one is rule of law means by which people, it means the normal citizens, okay, they are able to move out further and fulfill their rights and duties, okay, they enjoy their rights and fulfill their duties with the development of their own self, including the development of the nation, okay. So this is actually the rule of law. So rule of law is not only related to the country. Rule of law means it is related to the government, country, and all, including the most important part of the country, the citizens of that country. Clear? So I hope the rule of law is clear to you. Okay. So finally, the rule of law means firstly, control as per the law or governing as per the law. Now, one question comes in mind. Do the laws is equal to everyone in this country? Yes, of course. In this country, India, and wherever we are having the democratic form of government, their rules are superior. Rules are one, they cannot be different from each other, okay. Now see, there are 4 images I am showing you: rich, poor, the minister, and the president, okay. Now here in this case, we are having the 4 different types of people. President, who is said to be the head of the country, head of the state. Minister, obviously, who is functioning for governing the nation. Rich, a wealthy person. Now comes to the poor who are coming on the minorities, okay. They don't have the money, they are not rich, okay. So 4 direction, 4 fingers, all the 4 fingers, but they are being united with this wrist, okay. That is the law. So whenever anyone is going to do anything wrong, obviously the rule is going to be the same. The rules will not change at all, okay. So yes, all the laws are equal for everyone, every citizen of the country. The law cannot discriminate anyone on the basis of religion, caste and gender, okay. If a male is doing any crime, obviously he will get a punishment. But the same crime is done by a female, she is also going to bear the same punishment as the male person had followed, okay. So the law cannot discriminate anyone on the basis of religion, caste and gender. If he or she is rich, poor, minister, president, everyone is equal in front of the law. Now, I am just giving an example. I am a normal person, a normal human being. Now, one day I didn't know what had happened to me. I took a gun and started shooting the people, okay, and I killed 10 people. Over there, what is going to happen with me? Obviously, I am going to bear a punishment. Clear? Now, the same thing is done by the President of India. Do you think the law will be changed? No, the law will not change. He will also bear the punishment. He will also have to go behind the bars. Okay? Why? Because the law is equal. There is no law which is making discrimination between me, the normal citizen of the country, and the president. Okay? So we are all equal in front of the law. Now, have you seen the strips on the eyes of the law lady? Okay? What does it denote? It denotes that she is blind. She doesn't know that who is standing in front of me. Okay? She don't know whether that person is a president or a normal citizen or a minister, rich, poor. Okay? Doesn't know anything. Male or a female. Don't know. She only know the one thing, that law is superior and law will always be superior. Okay? So this was actually the law by which the people are able to govern the nation and to live their life very peacefully. If we will not have the equal laws, okay, so what is going to happen? Obviously, there will be a phase of conflicts, tensions, okay, violence, because discrimination will be done. So the law is always free of discrimination, and over there they stands one. Okay, and the law is superior than every government, every person of this country. Now let's discuss about what were the reasons for including law of equality. Okay, law of equality, which is among the very important rule here. Now, because of the Sedition Act of 1870, I repeat, because of the Sedition Act of 1870, Indian nationalists forced Britishers. You know what happened? I'm telling you that you all know during our freedom fights what had happened with us. It had happened a very, their whole country was suffering from discrimination. Firstly, they were doing the discrimination among themselves only. Okay, Indians were not being supposed to get rich. Okay, they were trying to dominate us. Okay, they already dominated us so badly. Okay, they made our life miserable. So this discrimination was already going on. Apart from it, even after 1870, okay, what they were giving the post, they were giving some rights also, but everything was in their hand. Okay, so the Indians were not actually, they were able to entertain, I can say, they can or enjoy their rights properly and freely. So after 1870, the first the Sepoy Rebellion, the Indian movement, Indian nationalists, they all forced the Britishers to include equality and the ideas of justice into the set of rules. Okay, this they actually forced the people, the Britishers, to include these things by which the people can enjoy good. Okay, the people can enjoy the justice, because everywhere there was an improper justice was going on throughout the whole nation, because whatever the Britishers were doing, everything is okay, done. No one was given any sort of punishment. But the same thing, if it is done by the Indians, they were being punished. Why such sort of discrimination was going on? This was actually want to be ended up and demanded by the Indian nationalists. Okay, they all forced the Britishers to include equality and the ideas of justice into the set of rules. Now, what actually happened with the second thing? Like this, right now, so many years have gone. Every day, time there's any new law is being introduced here. Okay. Now, one thing that always came to mind: how do the people think that this law should be there for us? Okay. How do the people come to think about it? Okay. And how do the new law propose that? Okay, fine. According to this situation, we require any particular law. Otherwise, it's going to hamper the peace and harmony of the country. What make the people to think about these situations? This is a very important question. See, in today's scenario, wherever we are living, whatever the work we are doing, it's okay. Normal routine work is doing. But just taking you example of your house. Every day, the daily routine work you do. Okay. Now, what happens when suddenly you get the information that any guest is coming at your home, or you are going to have an exam in your school? So at that time, what actually you do? You make some laws for you, some make principles for some rules for you. This I will follow to obtain my exam, good marks in the exams. Okay, so right now I was not studying, but as my exams are here, so I will be studying for more 3 to 4 hours what I was doing earlier. Okay, extra study I will do, extra concentration I will pay towards study because of my exams. So what is this? This is some sort of law you have made that I will sleep in night at that time. Previously, I was sleeping at 12 o'clock, but now I will sleep at 10 because I have to wake up early in the morning and I have to revise and I have to study. Okay, so this type of law, how do we make? What are the things to be made of? Okay, these all things have to be included. Over here, this is the same question came in the mind that how do the people think, and they propose that the new law should come and necessary. Okay, so what actually makes it? the situations, okay, the circumstances, whatever they are in front of you, as per and according to that, we all implement law, we all think about a new law, we all want other people also to follow the same. Now coming to the part related to the country, how do the new laws come about? How do the government recognize that okay, the people demand this thing and we should implement those things for our nation? When problems are faced by the people, they raise their need for a particular law through media like TV channels, newspapers and so many other things. Now over here what actually happens, the citizens may play an important role for implementing the situations, okay, because see, we know that what we require, it doesn't mean that, for example, I'm taking you for in your school only, okay, in your school, the whatever the demand the students are having, individual students are having, who is going to know about it? Is it going to be know about the principal by its own? Not possible. Teachers? Not possible. Management? Not possible. Who is going to tell them? It's you are going to tell them. Okay, it's you, the students, are going to tell them, sir, we require this, ma'am, we require this, okay, and for us, we require the time should be changed, or we want some extra time. When during the examination, what happens? The same thing happens, okay. Now here, the people of the country are playing a very crucial, very important role for implementing or applying any law, or thinking about the giving a term for the government to think that yes, the people wants this, and if according to the constitutional laws, if you think it's right, it should be implemented and followed and applied inside the country. Okay, so first thing, how do new laws come about? Firstly, the new laws come about by the citizens of the country. Okay, first thing, it comes by the citizens of the country. How they come from the citizens? Because whatever they require, they take the help of the media people. Okay, some media like TV channels, newspapers, magazines. They sometimes they used to have the sabhas, okay, the assemblies, okay, the meetings, okay. Over there, they demand for a new thing. Clear? Now, at that time, as these media people used to circulate and inform everyone regarding and give the knowledge to the government that yes, the people want this. But now what the government used to do? They used to think about the same matter. Okay, now over here finally what we got understood, that the citizens are really playing a very crucial and an important role for a coming of a new law. Okay, what is that? Anything, it can be any right, it can be any duty, whatever it is. Simple thing is that citizens really play a very important and a crucial role, okay, for coming of a new law inside the country. No government can implement or make any law without the information or without the intimacy of the people. Okay, they cannot do anything like this. Same as you have seen when the corona started inside the country. Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, he had an live telecast, he had an interaction with all the citizens of the country through the media. See, this thing is happening inside the country and we require this. So, we really want your support. What is that called? This is also something where the citizens are playing very important role. Okay? So, to implement any law, who are the people, or we can say the most important people, a group of people required for implementing any law or introducing any law? The answer will be citizens. The answer will be citizens of the country. Now, let's discuss what is the procedure of coming of a new law. Okay, we have said, but what actually the government is doing for coming of a new law? When people feel that there is a need of law, they go to an organization. Then several organizations, discuss and complement and prepare a draft of laws. Okay. Oh, now over here, organization means the government institutions, okay, the government offices, okay, from where they really want all the ministers, the prime ministers, okay, the legislators and the executives, they all sit together and they prepare a draft of law. The draft is then sent to the minister, okay. Now, if I am taking this to a normal sense, over here the people are gathering in a committee, just taking overall understand with your school example, you all students want something required, so what do? You all sit together, okay, you all write an application and you submit to the principal. Okay, now what she does? Discussion, whatever you discuss and you want, you write on a piece of paper and give it to the your class teacher. The class teacher used to take that to the principal, okay, and where the principal discuss everything with the management, and finally if they feel that everything is good, it has to be implemented in the school, okay, and your problems get solved. So over here there are several organizations discuss and complete and then prepare a draft of laws, okay. Now the draft is then sent to the minister. Now over here the minister is your class teacher. He introduces law, okay. Minister, after that the minister is presented, the principal sir, he used to think about what can be implied, what cannot be implied, okay, and later on they also discuss with the management. Then voting of several ministers of the Lok Sabha take place. Now over here, who are the members of the Lok Sabha in the school? All the teachers. The principal called a meeting of the teachers and they say, now the students of class 8 standard require this thing. Now firstly, you all suggest that what actually you all want. Okay, do you think that it will be proper way to imply that rule inside the class, or we should avoid this thing, or we should take another step, another good one better than this, okay, for development of the students. So this is sort of a Lok Sabha where all the members used to sit together and the minister used to discuss the problems with the parliament, with the Lok Sabha members, and they try to find out the solution of this problem. Continuing with the procedure of coming of a new law, after going to the Lok Sabha, they all used to discuss with these things. And as I told you all, principal sir will have calling a staff meeting, and then with including all the teachers, the discussion will be held. And as the discussion will be ended, he is going to forward the application to the management. Okay. Now, in the Lok Sabha, it is been approved by the Lok Sabha. It is sent to the Committee 1 for further procedures. And Committee 1. After the getting approval by the Committee 1, it is then sent to the Rajya Sabhas. Here the ministers again vote for everything, they all discuss everything, analyze everything, and finally it used to implement inside the now it goes towards the president. Okay, now the first step done, the citizens, they all sat together and wrote in a asked what actually they demanded, and they started making a draft of it, and then they handed over to the ministers. The minister took that application and came into the Lok Sabha, where the meeting was held and all the Lok Sabha members heard about the application. Okay, and after taking the approval from the Lok Sabha, it is getting forward to the Committee 1, and as it is Committee 1, analyze and inspect everything, and they also give their vote. After that, it goes to the Rajya Sabha. Okay, after the approval of Committee 1, it used to go to the Rajya Sabha. Again, the Rajya Sabha members, okay, the cabinet ministers, they all sit together under the guidance or the leadership of Vice President of India, and here they again listen and go through the whole procedure. They discuss about things, analyze as per the constitutional norms, and they give their votes. And after the approval from the Rajya Sabha, it moves further to the President of India. Now, coming to the final step of completing of the procedure of becoming a new law inside the nation. Approved bid from the Rajya Sabha goes to Committee 2. Okay, and it is sent to Committee 2, and after the Committee 2 approved for this, it goes to the hand of the President. And finally, if President analyze and inspect everything, so it goes implement, he is going to assign it, he is going to make a signature, and after that rule is going to be implemented or introduced in the country or in the society. Now, how many steps for becoming anything to be a law? There are several steps. Okay, we have came to know about several steps. What were the steps there? Number one, the citizen discuss. Okay, they demand for their rights, and they sit together. Number two, they sit together and they make a draft of their demands. Okay, what actually they want. Number three, they submit their application to the ministers. Okay, now here, going for the Lok Sabha also, for the ministers also, one thing is happening, that is the Legislative Assembly. Okay, what actually is happening, the citizens of the state, whatever they want, they imply and they discuss with each other, they give to the ministers of the Legislative Assembly. Legislative Assembly discuss all these things and they forward to the Lok Sabha members, okay, the Lok Sabha, and again the Lok Sabha people are discussing with each other, and again the voting system has been done. So, first step, the citizens demand. Second, they form their own draft, okay, whatever the requirement is, it goes to the Legislative Assembly, okay. After going to the Legislative Assembly, the members used to discuss, they used to vote, and they think that it is very good and good for the nation. It used to go to the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha members discuss over there and imply everything, analyze everything, and if again the voting procedure is done, and after the voting, if they also agree, it goes to committee number 1. Okay, committee 1 approval. After the committee 1's approval, it goes to the Rajya Sabha. Again, the Rajya Sabha, the same procedure is going on. They used to discuss, analyze everything, and the voting system. Okay, after that voting system, if they also agreed, it goes to committee number 2. And if committee number 2 also agrees with the same thing, it goes in the hands of the President. And if the President gets up okay with all the procedure system, okay, he gives yes, he sign this and implement this in the nation. Okay, so there are so many stages, for there are 9 stages overall, that what actually the people has to go through, or the government and the procedure, the law go through to implement it inside any country. Now, let's come and discuss about what is unpopular and controversial laws. What actually these laws are. Parliament passes every year a new law. Okay. Every year they used to follow any other particular laws they used to do. Either they do the amendment in the law. Okay. Amendment means some changes in the law, or they used to apply any new rule. That is called unpopular rule. Okay, that is called unpopular law. Now, what do you mean by controversial law? Controversial law is actually very different sort of law, where the government is making law, but the people deny to follow those laws because they think that it is harmful for us. Remember, I hope you all knew about GST. When GST was implemented inside the country, the people was not following the GST. They were objecting this law. They were against this law. Why? Because they thought that it is not good for us. But later on, they became habitual of this, and they found that yes, GST is good for the country, for the development of the country. So they said, they agreed with this, and they implied it very nicely. Now, some of the laws may be unacceptable of people because they could feel that the law was unfair and harmful. So they might criticize the law, and when a large number of people criticize the law, it changes. Yes, obviously it changes. Why it changes? Because people, the citizens of the nation, are very important. Without them, especially in a democratic form of government, without them, the government cannot exist. Okay, there is no existence of the government inside the country. So if the people in a huge group, in a large group, are against of any one particular law, it has to be changed. It has to be implemented. It has to be amended. Not implemented, amended. Amended means the changing of the law as per the requirements. Okay. Now, if any law is not in favor of any group, ignores the others. Okay, just imagine the law that is made for the Hindus, but the Muslim community is being ignored in this. Okay, they are concerned about the Hindus, they are concerned about the Punjabis, the Christian also, but Muslim community is ignored. So over there, such type of law is coming as a controversial law. Okay, such type of things are coming as a controversial law. I repeat, controversial law. CONTROVERSIAL. Controversial laws. I repeat once again, it is controversial laws. Okay, controversial laws. What does actually the word controversial mean? Controversial means any activity which is of the controversy. Controversy means arguments. Okay, you can say conflicts. Okay, not able to understand properly of the anything activity which is disagreed by the group of people, that is controversy. Okay, so it is controversial law. So I hope you all have understood the difference between unpopular and controversial law. Unpopular means every year parliament is making any law and it is being implemented and no one objects. Okay, controversial law are laws where the people are against any particular law introduced by the government, and also in a huge quantity. And when they come in a huge quantity, what happens? The law has to be changed. Okay, now any law, if it is in a favor of any particular group, not for others, it is said to be the controversial laws. Clear? Now, unpopular and controversial laws, these are the two, especially some basic type of laws, some definitions which are being used in the judiciary sector. Okay, these are the laws which is usually not coming very rarely, especially the controversial laws coming very rarely, but when it comes, it used to create a disturbance inside the country. Now, coming to the last part of this presentation, I really want to say that I hope you all have got noticed one thing, that the citizens really play a very important role. Okay, they are very crucial about the roles part, because we are the people, normal citizens, are the people who elect our or select our own representatives, and the representatives whom we are selecting, they are only governing the nation. Okay, either in a form of a MLA or a MP or a Prime Minister or other cabinet ministers, they all are the people who are being elected by us. Okay, now they also play a very important crucial role in helping the parliament. Now, who play an important role? We, the normal citizens. Yes, because without us no one can do anything. Okay, without us no government can work, without us no representatives can be elected, without us no function, no authority, no law can be implemented inside any country. Okay, it means that we, the citizens, are the people who make the country. Without us, there is no existence of the country in the world. Now, even also, in helping the government also, in helping the functions of the government also, we help, and also it also used to check the performance of the representatives. Okay, what they are doing, what actually they want. They are creating any doing any improper activity or unjustful activity inside the country which is not good for the citizens, this also we analyze. Okay, so the parliament representatives, they also used to function and see that everything should be go in a systematic manner. Okay, I am just giving an example just to see. If I am just creating, sir has created this building. Okay, you all know that Neelam Bugaria ma'am, she is a director ma'am, she created this building. Okay, just imagine the building was being made. Do this building is going to exist without you? No, not at all. Do this building is going to exist without the teachers? No, not at all. Do this building is going to exist without the principal? No, not at all. So over here, what actually means? Firstly, what is required over here? Students. When any school building is made, what is required? Obviously the students. The students who are going to come here. Now over here, as the students come, obviously the principal and the other management, the staff members, they are all appointed. They are being also start appointing over here. Now these are actually overall give you an idea that the citizens of the nation are very important, because by them only the representatives are elected. By them only the parliament functions of the parliament are being held. By them only the representatives are also being able to work. Now, so especially I am telling you all these things for the democratic country. The citizens should be aware of their rights. Okay, they should not think that what the government is doing, it is all okay with us. No, if they think that something is wrong, they should go and raise up their voice and can have for the change of the law or for the end of the law. And this is especially for a country like India, because India is a land of variety. India is a diverse land. Several religions, several customs, several views are here, traditions are there, okay, rituals are performed here. So over here, there will be many signs, many situations where the people have the conflicts, okay, and to avoid those conflicts, we really need the laws, a proper consent law, okay, which is going to help every individual of the country. Now, I hope you all have understood the chapter understanding laws, okay. For this, I really request you all to go to the chapter properly, read it properly, okay, and what you have to do, I'm just giving you a small work. What the small work is for you all, you have to make a list of 10 things that what you require. Any laws, you all know the rules and regulations of the school, okay, any 10 or any 5, I'm just giving you 5, okay, any 5 law of your school you want to be changed, okay, and you have to also mention its reason why you want this, okay. Normal citizens are here, we are the parliament members, okay. So what you have to do, simple, write down any 5 law of your school that you want to be changed, okay, or you 5 rules that you want to change and 5 rules that you really don't like and you want it to be stopped. It means overall now 10 are here. So 5 rules that you want to change, 5 rules that you want to stop there, okay. So these are the 10 rules that you have to write in your notebook, giving the reason behind it, that why actually you want this to be stopped or why you want this to be changed. Clear? You are going to write all this in your notebook, and when you will come to the school, you will submit to me. Okay? Now, thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day ahead.